Los Angeles and the first to serve president of the Los Angeles City Council, Paul Krekorian continues to make history as a leading voice for justice, for the Armenian genocide, and relief measures to aid the besieged Armenians of Artsakh. Throughout his tenure, he has hosted many leaders of Armenia and Artsakh council chambers, welcoming and solidifying relationships between the city and the Armenian homeland, and the sister city relationship between Los Angeles and Yerevan. He is a leader of immense integrity. His efforts to recognize and protect the people of Artsakh from genocide is a true example of his devotion to principle and honor. The ANCA Western Region is proud to bestow the 2023 Advocate for Justice Award to LA City Council President Paul Krekorian. Mayor City Bass to join us on stage, Los Angeles City Mayor Karen Bass.
Good evening, everyone. I have to tell you that it is really, truly my pleasure to be here with you. But I want to say a few words before I introduce my friend and our leader. I'm grateful to the Armenian National Committee of America for bringing us together tonight to honor such an outstanding individual who continues to be one of the great leaders of our city. I want to be very clear. Just as I told the ambassador of the Republic of Armenia to the United States when the City Council delegation and I met with her in Washington, D.C., Los Angeles stands with the people of Armenia. And Los Angeles stands with refugees from Artsakh, especially in the aftermath of the Azerbaijan aggression. On that trip to D.C., I was so honored to be joined with my friend, a fighter for the Armenian American community, Council President Paul Krekorian. Let me just tell you a little bit about him from my perspective. We served together in Sacramento. He was a leader in Sacramento in the State Assembly, and I want you to know that he made sure that everyone in the state legislature understood about what happened, the history, the genocide. Every year we acknowledged it, we talked about it, and the entire state legislature was aware of it. He designated California Day of Remembrance for the Armenian genocide of 1915 and 23, and co-authored a resolution which recognized and openly condemned the atrocities committed against the Armenians. He has made Los Angeles an internationally recognized center of support for Armenia and Artsakh, calling on the United States to recognize the independence of Artsakh and protect her people from genocide. The bonds between Los Angeles and Armenia are unbreakable, thanks to the leadership of people like Council President Krekorian. My office is committed to working with the President and the Armenian community to advocate for the protection of Armenian sovereignty in Artsakh. Now let me tell you something else about him. I remember, I think it was in 2021, I believe, maybe it was 2022, when we had chaos in the city, when the tapes were revealed. And I remember having a conversation with Councilmember Krekorian. We were waiting to see President Biden. And he was going through this dilemma. Should he run for council president? He wasn't sure he was the right person. And I told him, because I knew him, from the years in Sacramento and from Los Angeles that he was the leader that Los Angeles needed at that time. If you remember, in his first few weeks or months as council president, there was chaos in the council. The council could barely even have its meetings, and for quite a while they couldn't. But because of his steadfast, very clear leadership, he brought that under control, and you haven't heard about chaos in the Los Angeles City Council in months, and it's because of the leadership of President Krekorian, and that's why when he asked me if I would come here tonight, I said absolutely. I will jump at the opportunity to say in front of your community how we think of and regard the president of our city council, Paul Krekorian.
Thank you very much, Mayor Bass. What an honor it is to have you with us tonight. We are blessed to have a mayor leading Los Angeles through these incredibly troubled times like Karen Bass. And even tonight, she's trying to address the challenge of the fact that Interstate 10 is closed down and all that comes with that. And she's finding the time to come out here and be with us, and that is typical of the kind of leader that Karen Bass is. As she mentioned, when we were in Washington, D.C. together, she used her relationship with the White House, with the State Department, to ensure that she and I had an opportunity to present our case, to present High Tide, to present the arguments of in support of the U.S. coming to the aid of the people of Artsakh to the highest level of the State Department and to the highest level of advisors to President Biden, because she cared about this issue just as much as I did. So, Mayor Bass, we're so grateful to have you with us. And I'm also grateful to be joined by my incredible colleagues on the City Council, Nithya Raman, Katie Yaroslavsky, Imelda Padilla, John Lee, Hugo Soto Martinez, all of whom are committed to turning this city around and getting it back to becoming the world-class city that we all know. So I'm incredibly honored to receive this recognition tonight, and I want to say first that I couldn't serve you in any way. I couldn't serve in public office. I couldn't merit any recognition whatsoever if I weren't blessed with such an amazing family who are here with me tonight, and especially the loving, caring, courageous, fiercely Armenian woman that I married, my wife, Tamar. I'm going to try to be brief because I was told I have to be brief, but it's been my privilege to partner with many of you and with the ANC for over 30 years to empower the Armenian community. And thanks to our collective work, we are now the most important Armenian diaspora in the entire world, and everyone in the political arena, as you saw tonight, now know our issues and care about soliciting our support, and we should celebrate that success tonight. But at the same time, we have to be honest. We know that the last 3 years have been excruciating for all of us because of the catastrophe in Artsakh and the continuing genocidal acts of the butcher of Baku. Many Armenians have felt demoralized by the world's inaction at our time of greatest danger. And I know that I have felt this way myself, especially as I've seen friends fleeing for their lives, people like David Babayan being imprisoned, as I worry that the 800-year-old church where my children were christened will one day soon probably be desecrated or destroyed if we don't act. As I watch Azeri troops marching in the very place where some of you in this room and I danced together not too long ago, that makes me feel demoralized. But let me tell you, friends, please know this. As we face our greatest challenge, we don't have time to grieve over our losses. We don't have the luxury of being demoralized. Now is the time, more than ever, that every one of us needs to press forward with our fight to secure justice and the safety and sovereignty of our people. And with our persistence, we can be sure that the Armenian nation will prevail, because we always have. When the most powerful ancient empires invaded our ancestral lands, we persisted. When our ancestors were slaughtered in their villages and driven into the desert by Turks, we persisted. When our people faced extinction at Sardarabad, we persisted. When Stalin held us under his yoke of oppression, we persisted. And when we had to fight against all odds to secure and protect a free and independent Hayastan and Artsakh, we persisted. And so even today, even in the face of imminent peril, each of us must persist again. And if we do, I know we will prevail again. We will greet our friends again in Stepanakert. We will worship again at Gansasar. And we will dance again in Shushi. I am immensely grateful for this Advocate for Justice Award. But this is I'm just doing my duty. I accept it on behalf of every one of you who continues to fight every day to advocate for justice for our people. Because of all of you, I know the Armenian cause, the Armenian nation, and the Armenian people will prevail. Thank you all very much.